What's happening? Andy here. I'm joined today by Cam Richardson. Cam is with ITC Systems. He is up in Canada. How are you today, Cam?
You know what? I'm surviving the cold. It's pretty chilly up here, but at least it's sunny, and we're doing pretty good. Business is cooking along right now.
Awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. Well, we're right on the other side of the lake from you, and it is not sunny. It is snowing. Um, we got plowed. Our snow plows came out today, saw it, the whole thing. So I don't know why this dividing line of the lake seems to be pushing it all at me, but it is. And so anyway, ITC Systems. I've seen you guys for a million years at all the conferences. You guys, you're one of the. You do all the trade shows. You do a lot of BTA events, if I remember correctly, over the years. Tell me about ITC Systems. Who are you guys? What do you do? We know you're Canadian, right? So what's going on? What's happening with ITC?
Well, thanks. First of all, Andy, thanks for having me on, and I really like the fact that we're getting together and partnering in this sponsorship arrangement. I've seen you for many years, and it's great to be finally up front and in person here. So IDC Systems has been around for about 30 years, a little over 30 years, 1989. And I got to say that right now we're still doing the same things that we were doing back then. We're still doing pay stations, although they've definitely gotten better. And we do software, we do print software, we do print cloud software. We also have commerce solutions for universities and colleges, and we have solutions for public libraries. So we run the gambit of products through our acquisitions and also our development. So we've had a couple of significant acquisitions over the years. We acquired Access Control Technologies out of St. Louis, which is store value card reader manufacturer. And we also acquired Cybermark. I don't know if anybody remembers Cybermark, but there's smart card people back in the early 2000s that did basically a smart card system for colleges and universities. And in 2014, we acquired GoPrint, and now we've been developing, and we started, actually, our print software started in 1998, believe it or not. That was the first iteration, and it was written in DOS. So we've come a long way since then. I think we were one of the first, us and Pharos were one of the first print manager solutions on the on there. And then we became more of a manufacturer for hardware for OEMs, and just let our software plug along. But we decided that when PaperCut came along, we became an ASC for PaperCut. We put all our products into PaperCut. So if you have a PaperCut installation, all of our pay stations, all of our loaders, everything that we have is working with PaperCut. However, we still needed to have something that was going to be ours with regards to print, and GoPrint decided that they were going to sell. So we acquired GoPrint, and we have been developing the GoPrint software since 2014. We now have a beautiful cloud-based product, and that product allows you to pay for your job up there, and it delivers it right to the printer. No problem whatsoever. So when you tailor that with the on-premise print solution, you can have the cloud, you can have on-premise, you can print from a workstation right to the on-premise. You can drop your job off in the cloud. It goes to your account in the on-premise. We have the pay stations that attach to the MFPs, the printers to be able to release your job that have touch screens. And I got to say that there's no one else on the market that really pays that much attention to the pay-for-use industry. So when you're looking at doing a revenue producing MFP, you can put that MFP into anywhere, just plunk it down. You want to plunk it down in the government. So we do a lot of work with Konica Minolta and Xerox. We have contracts, and they just love the fact that they could just put their MFP anywhere and be able to print. So government offices like land titles, perfect. The tax department, the courthouse, where, lawyers come and they want to grab their job and put it in the cloud and then print to the MFP so that they have a copy for
So what are they doing to use to print to that? Are they using like swipe cards, badges? Are they using, is it just an account that they have and it bills to their, a code that they put in? Or how do they, how do they do that? How does the system work?
That's a great question because there's a few different ways to do it. One way is with the code. If you have, let's say, an MFP there, and you have secure print. So we've done reverse engineering of all of the OEM's secure print, where we actually can tag the job with using their secure print methodology, which means that you just have a pay station at the MFP. So you drop your job off in the cloud, you name your job, and then it is wrapped with the secure print, the native secure print from the MFP. When you go up to the pay station, you might have an account, you could swipe a card, or you might want to use a credit card or debit card or cash to pay for the job. You put in the money, you go up, you enter your name right into the panel. You don't need an embedded piece of software, which is the beauty of this thing. So that you could print your job out, and then you can also do copying and charge for copying and scanning as well, if that feature is available on the MFP.
So very cool. So 30 years. So I was just trying to do the math, and while you were describing that, in all that time, it took me all that time to realize that you guys were just starting to get this going when I was still in college. So I'm wondering if, in my own library system, if I actually got to use it back in the day. But certainly, getting into sales and doing this, and then covering this industry, I've seen this as a part of the industry that's evolved over the years, right? It's definitely gone from this hardware based, coin operated, feed the dollars and sort of thing, to eventually some, I don't know if it was RFID, but you got cards involved, you got plastic involved and swiping. And so now we're cloud based, right? And so, and I didn't realize all the acquisitions you made over the years, but it's pretty impressive. It sounds like the main focus is obviously education. And where is this good for? Obviously, I'm thinking universities, the big universities are great areas, but in education, are there other sweet spots? And then beyond education, after you talk about this, let's talk about other areas outside of that market where you found opportunities.
Yeah, thanks for that. The higher ed sector is a sweet spot. We've been dealing with the higher ed market for a long, long time, and working with our MFD VARs and OEMs in those marketplaces. And what really happens is there's some place at the university that drives the implementation. So on the print copy side, it could be the library or the computer center. On the one card side, it could be the food service or the auxiliary services piece, because they're both basically business operations of a higher ed or a university and college. So it depends on which side you go in at. Now, for like a OEM or a VAR for copy print, they're typically in the print services or the library or computer services, because that's where all the printing is being done, and that's where all the copying is being done. So with our product, because we have the ability to have the NetsCore, which is our database for a commerce solution for university or college, you can hang stuff off of that. You can hang our print off of that. You can hang paper cut off of that. You can hang laundry and point of sale and food services and bookstore. You can do parking. So you can have all of that on our NetsCore package. The nice thing is that because of the cloud, people say, what do you do for the cloud? Well, we do have our NetsCore cloud product, and that NetsCore cloud product is right now servicing the likes of University of Central Florida, for example. And they have, we put paper cut in there at the time, and they have all of our devices at the point of sale, at the laundry, and of course on the Toshibas that are sitting in the around the campus. We also do the staff tracking of the copies, so that copies and prints, so that they know what department and what staff are using the services, and they can run a report. So from a school and university, there's several ways for an MFD supplier to get in there. And it's nice when we're there with them, because we can help them actually get into other areas of the university that may not have thought of. A lot of the MFP resellers are getting more and more into IT. Like Konica Minolta has their, I guess it's been 10 years since they bought their IT side of things. and you have like Marco's big in the IT. So, this really enhances the offering that these guys can put in there if they're interested in expanding their horizons. That's the same as the public library. The public library, they need self-serve as well. And the self-serve means that less staff is being interaction with cash and credit cards and so forth. And they can go and do what they're actually supposed to be doing as a librarian. We handle all the rest of it, the PC reservation, we can do the copy print, we can do all of those things at a public library. And that enhances the ability for the MFD dealer to get in there and say, you know what, we can offer you print and copy, but look, you want your fines paid automatically or self-serve? Do you want PC reservation? Do you want a point of sale at the circulation desk? So these are added pieces that we can provide in a solution to these guys to help improve their revenues when they go out to sell a solution with an MFD.
So slam dunk in education, especially higher ed. Outside of higher ed, what are some other areas where you think this is a good fit?
Here's what we found. We're doing some good work with a couple of the majors out there. And when you have a hotel or a business center,
Yeah.
right? So there's two ways to do that. You can either just do it right in the cloud and print right to the printer and pay for it right there, or you can have a unit sitting like one of our pay stations sitting beside the MFP, using secure print, send it to the cloud and send it down to the business center. They could be at a hotel, a business center could be like a Regency, it could be a business center at a convention hall. There's a lot of different places you can put it, and all you got to do as a revenue producing unit, just put one unit in, and it'll be used, and it'll be paid for. And if you use credit card, or like our Swift pay station, which is credit card only, you don't even have to pick up cash. It's just so it's PCI certified right off the bat.
Print money.
What's that?
It's printing money.
It's free money almost.
So let's switch gears a little bit. It was a crazy year. Let's just say it was weird that I didn't see you and your people last year, right? So with that, how did you guys do? How did you get by? Obviously you made it. You're still here. It's 2021. What was going on with ITC in 2020?
Well, here's the interesting thing. We're fully staffed. We haven't had to de-staff, I call it. And as a matter of fact, we just hired. We're in a hiring spree right now. We're hiring. We just hired a new director of sales for the Midwest.
Very cool.
We're still looking for some inside sales. A couple of inside. If anybody out there wants a job,
you might get a call. You might get a call if they make it this far.
Yeah. If they make it this far, that's right. Listening to me. So they could have inside sales professionals, and we're also looking for to add to our print engineering team. We want a software engineer.
You're in full growth mode.
So we are, like last year, obviously was not a great year for comparison to like the year before, for instance. But we're looking at 2021 as being huge. There's so much pent-up demand, and I tell you, Andy, our opportunity list is huge.
Yeah.
And it's just ready to pop. I just got off a call this morning with a school in Florida, and they said we can't wait anymore. So they're going ahead. They've got 5 campuses, and they want the cloud print. They're getting a new MFP. We're going to work with those guys, and so that's going to be, and that's what's happening now. Is a lot of the stuff that was being worked on in 2020 is now coming to fruition.
Yeah, well, they can't hold off on it indefinitely. Eventually, you've got to do something. The leases expire. You're using old technology. The security becomes an issue, and then there's just better technology for you to use right now, since that your people may be working differently than they were a year ago. So I can see that. I can see how going forward. And then your thoughts on just the playing into what's going on now. We want to be further apart. We want contactless, right? I mean, one of the things about your system is if I understood this correctly, is you're able to get somebody up there, use the equipment, pay for using the equipment in a print for pay kind of environment, and walk away without having to talk to anybody, bother anybody, come in contact with anybody.
I'm glad you raised that because a lot of people are going, how do I print without touching anything? How do I go? I just want to pick up my print job.
Yeah.
So with our cloud print, what we've done is we send an email out to the individual, and they can have their phone. So there's a little thing that says click here for your print job. So you're standing in front of the printer, you click that on your email. It tells the cloud to send the job, and we send the job down to that particular IP address.
Print release from your phone.
And it's print release from your phone.
Exactly. So I don't have to touch the machine. I don't have to go up and bother anybody. I can pay for it on the phone. I don't have to deal with anybody.
Yeah. You pay for it online. That's it. You pay for it in the cloud. It's fantastic.
Well, that actually kind of fits into what's going on now. So that sounds like a definite home run for 2021. Any last things you're excited about in 2021 going forward?
I am actually excited for all the dealers that we've been talking to, because they are the people that are going to get back on the road. They're going to get inside the customer's place of business, and they're going to be face to face finally. And I know that all my salespeople, they're chomping at the bit to go and visit the customer, and because that's what really makes it is that social engagement, one-on-one, when you're in front of the customer and you're forming a partnership. So really, that's what I see is going to be really important in 2021 is finally getting back to those in-person visits.
I agree that, we are a very social industry. The people who tend to get these jobs and work in copier sales and selling office equipment, printers and things like that, they tend to be very outgoing, very social. And they've all been stuffed in a closet now for a year, right? And so you can you look back at the last pandemic, and the roaring 20s came right after that. I mentioned this in another video, but you can see, where this is going, and people are going to go a little crazy when they come out. And, hopefully we don't have a stock market crash the way we did at the end of that one. But, at least in terms of this, people are excited, not just to go out and go crazy partying, but just to get out and do their jobs and to be in front of people again, and to be networking, and to be, face to face, like you said. So, I look forward to that, and hopefully we'll be doing a lot more of that in 2021. By next year, we'll hopefully get right back into it, and we'll be talking about how weird that was a couple of years ago. But, for now, wear your mask, wash your hands, and let's stay safe, right?
Absolutely, Andy. Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Cam. Thanks for coming on here. Welcome aboard, and I'm excited to work with you guys as one of our newest sponsors, and look forward to covering you for the rest of 2021. We will do another follow-up show to this, get a little more specific, I think, on some of your solutions, and we can talk maybe a little more granularly about how you can help put some money in the pockets of these copier and printer reps out there.
I'd be happy to do so. Thank you very much, Andy.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.